My friends, every person alive carries within them a mine of untapped gold, the mind. Yet most die poor, not in wealth, but in potential, simply because they never learned to dig deep within themselves. It's time to stop seeking approval from the world and start seeking mastery over your own thoughts. The first step to greatness is not found in the applause of others, but in the silence where you confront your purpose. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? The moment you define it with precision, the fog of confusion begins to lift, and the path becomes clear. The world will always whisper distractions, entertainment, gossip, endless comparison. But those who rise above are those who learn the art of self-discipline. Every victory in life begins with the conquest of self. You cannot rule your destiny until you rule your emotions, your habits, and your time. And remember this, belief is not a wish. It is a decision. When you decide that nothing will stop you, that you will persist through every failure, then life itself begins to bend in your favor. Every obstacle becomes a teacher, every setback a test of faith. The ones who achieve greatness are not those with the easiest road, but those who persist when every voice tells them to quit. Persistence breaks resistance, always has, always will. So invest your time, your energy, and your heart where it matters most, in yourself. Read, learn, grow, improve. Every hour spent sharpening your mind returns to you 100-fold in power, peace, and prosperity. You are your own best investment. The moment you realize this truth, life will stop happening to you and start happening for you. Now is the time to focus. Now is the time to rise. The world does not need another distracted dreamer. It needs a disciplined doer. The question is, will you become one? The greatest power you will ever possess does not lie in your bank account, your family name, or your social position. It lies quietly behind your eyes, waiting to be commanded, your mind. Within that small space between your ears lies the instrument that can build empires, heal nations, and create a destiny that defies the odds. Yet most people pass through life never learning to use even a fraction of it. Your mind is the workshop where every dream is first shaped, every goal is first constructed, and every achievement is born. Before a single brick is laid, a thought must exist. Before a mountain is climbed, a decision must be made. Before success can ever be seen in the outer world, it must first take root in the inner one. Every invention, every breakthrough, every masterpiece began as a single idea in the mind of a person who dared to believe. But here lies the truth most forget. The mind is both a servant and a master. If you train it, it will serve you faithfully. If you neglect it, it will enslave you with fear, doubt, and limitation. The same mind that can lift you to the heights of greatness can also trap you in the prison of mediocrity. The difference lies in how you choose to use it. Thoughts are the seeds of your reality. Plant negative ones, and you harvest regret. Plant powerful, constructive, and disciplined thoughts, and you reap a life of abundance and purpose. Whatever you hold in your mind consistently, whether fear or faith, doubt or determination, eventually expresses itself in your reality. The outer world is nothing but a reflection of the inner world. You must guard your mind as a king guards his treasure. The influences you allow, the people you listen to, the information you consume, the habits you form, these shape your mental landscape. Many people protect their wallets, yet leave their minds open to anything and anyone. They allow gossip, fear, and trivial distractions to poison their thinking. Then they wonder why their lives feel heavy and directionless. Remember this, your life cannot rise higher than the quality of your thoughts. If you desire growth, you must feed your mind what strength. Hence it. Read the books that challenge you. Listen to the voices that inspire you. Surround yourself with people who see possibilities, not problems. Every thought you entertain is a tool building your future or a weapon destroying it. Choose carefully and understand this. Your mind expands only through use. It thrives on challenge, on problem solving, on stretching beyond comfort. The moment you stop learning, questioning, or imagining, the mind begins to decay. Keep it alive by setting goals that excite you, by tackling fears that limit you, by visualizing the person you wish to become until that image becomes your reality. Do not underestimate what your mind can do. It holds infinite power, yet it obeys you completely. Command it to focus on faith instead of fear, on growth instead of grief, on progress instead of pain, and watch your world transform. You were never meant to be a victim of circumstances. You were designed to be a creator of them. The mind is your greatest asset, but only if you learn to master it. Train it daily. Discipline it relentlessly. Fill it with belief, clarity, and purpose. When your mind is aligned with your vision, no force on earth can hold you back. You become unstoppable, not because life grows easier, but because you grow stronger. Your wealth, your success, your destiny, they all begin in one place, your mind. Guard it, grow it, and guide it, for it is the architect of everything you will ever become, a definiteness of purpose. The tragedy of most lives is not that they aim too high and miss, but that they aim at nothing and hit it with precision. A person without purpose drifts through life like a ship without a compass, tossed by every wind, lost in every storm, and forever wondering why peace and success never arrive. Purpose is the starting point of all achievement. It is the spark that ignites the fire of desire, the blueprint that gives structure to your dreams, the foundation upon which every form of greatness is built. Without it, effort is scattered, energy is wasted, and time becomes the silent thief of destiny. But the moment you decide what you truly want, with absolute clarity and conviction, life itself begins to align in your favor. Definiteness of purpose is not simply having a wish. It is possessing a burning obsession, a clearly defined goal that commands your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions. It means knowing exactly where you are going and refusing to be distracted until you get there. The world does not reward the one who merely wants. It rewards the one who knows. The person of purpose moves with power. They do not stumble from opportunity to opportunity, hoping something will work out. They wake each morning knowing what must be done. Their decisions are faster, their focus sharper, their confidence unshakable, because they have direction. They do not seek approval, they seek results. They do not wait for motivation, their purposes are motivation. You cannot expect the universe to open its doors to a mind filled with uncertainty. Indecision is the breeding ground of fear, and fear is the silent killer of potential. The moment you declare your purpose with conviction, you dissolve fear's hold. Suddenly, every challenge becomes a test of faith, every failure a step forward, every delay a lesson in patience. You begin to walk with the quiet confidence of one who knows where they are going. Definiteness of purpose gives birth to power. When all your energy, thought, and emotion are directed toward a single goal, you become magnetic. People feel your certainty. Circumstances begin to bend toward your will. The world respects the one who moves with direction because clarity commands attention. But clarity demands courage. It requires that you stop trying to do everything and start doing the one thing that matters most. It means closing the doors of distraction, saying no to good opportunities so you can say yes to the great one. It means standing firm when others doubt you, and walking alone when no one yet sees your vision. Remember this, the difference between mediocrity and mastery is not talent, it is focus. The scattered mind achieves little. The directed mind moves mountains. You were not born to wander aimlessly through existence. You were born to fulfill a specific purpose that only you can achieve. The moment you define it, your energy gains strength, your spirit gains confidence, and your path gains light. So decide. Decide who you want to become, what legacy you wish to leave, and what impact you will make on this world. Write it, speak it, breathe it, live it, until it becomes part of your very identity. When your purpose is clear, obstacles become stepping stones, and every hardship becomes fuel for growth. The world steps aside for the one who knows where they are going. Definiteness of purpose is not just a principle, it is the law of all success. Decide what you want, commit your mind to it, and refuse to stop until it is done. Because once your purpose is fixed and your heart is set, no power on earth can deny you the destiny you have claimed. Self-discipline is the master key. No man or woman has ever conquered the world without first conquering themselves. Self-discipline is the invisible bridge between dreams and reality, between who you are and who you are destined to become. It is the master key that unlocks every door to success, for without it, even the strongest desire fades into dust. You may possess intelligence, talent, or ambition, but without discipline, they are like a ship with torn sails, full of potential yet going nowhere. The difference between the great and the average is not ability, it is consistency. Discipline is doing what must be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. It is the refusal to be ruled by moods, temptations, or comfort. Every moment of progress in human history has been driven by disciplined minds, those who controlled their impulses, trained teach, ear thoughts, and acted with purpose when others hesitated. Discipline transforms chaos into order, potential into power, and intention into achievement. It demands sacrifice, but the price of discipline is always cheaper than the cost of regret. Self-discipline begins in the mind. It is the art of saying no to the impulses that pull you away from your vision and yes to the habits that bring you closer to it. It means setting standards so high that you refuse to settle for mediocrity in thought, speech, or action. It is waking up each day and commanding yourself, not waiting for the world to command you. The weak man waits for motivation. The strong man acts out of discipline. Motivation is fleeting, discipline endures. Motivation asks, do I feel like it? Discipline says, it doesn't matter, because the disciplined soul understands that every great reward is hidden behind resistance, and every step taken through discomfort is a victory over the old self. When you master self-discipline, you master time. You no longer waste hours on distractions or fleeting pleasures. Instead, you invest your energy into growth, creation, and purpose. Every decision becomes intentional. Every action becomes a brick laid on the path toward your destiny. But discipline is not born overnight. It is forged in the small choices you make daily. In the quiet hours when no one is watching, it grows when you resist the easy path, when you push through fatigue, when you honor your commitments, even when they lose their excitement. Each small victory over self strengthens your character, builds your confidence, and sharpens your will. The disciplined person is free. Yes, free. Because true freedom is not the absence of rules, it is the mastery of self. The undisciplined are slaves to impulse, chained by habits that drain their potential. The disciplined, on the other hand, command their own fate. They rise before the world wakes. They work when others rest, and they move forward even when progress feels invisible. Discipline does not promise comfort, but it guarantees growth. It demands endurance, but it delivers excellence. And the one who endures long enough through discipline inevitably reaches greatness, not by luck, but by law. If you desire success, you must earn it through mastery of yourself. Train your mind to obey your purpose. Train your body to follow your command. Train your heart to stay strong when the world grows silent. Because in the end, victory does not belong to the gifted. It belongs to the governed. Remember this truth. Self-discipline is the master key that unlocks all other doors. Without it, you will wander aimlessly through opportunity. With it, you can build an empire from nothing. So rule yourself, or be ruled by weakness. The choice is yours, and your destiny waits behind the door that only discipline can open. Faith and belief ignite action. Faith is the unseen fire that turns thought into movement, and belief is the spark that keeps that fire alive when every visible sign says you should quit. Without faith, even the greatest plans remain buried in hesitation. Without belief, even the strongest dreams die before they are born. Every achievement the world has ever witnessed began with someone who believed when there was no reason to. Faith is not blind. It sees what the eyes cannot. It is the inner knowing that whispers, it's possible, even when logic screams, it's not. Faith stands tall when fear trembles, and belief walks forward when doubt tells you to turn back. You see, success is never first built with hands. It is built with conviction. The mind may design the dream, but it is faith that fuels the courage to act. When you believe deeply, you awaken a power within you far greater than any obstacle before you. You stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect approval, and you start moving with certainty. Faith does not ask for proof, it creates it. Every step you take in belief sends a signal to the universe that you are ready, that you trust the process, and that you will not be moved by circumstance. The moment you act in faith, unseen forces begin to align in your favor. People appear, opportunities emerge, doors open that logic could not have planned. But none of this happens until you first believe. Doubt is the enemy of creation. It kills more dreams than failure ever could. Doubt waits in the mind of those who try to see the entire staircase before taking the first step. But faith only needs the first step, and it trusts that the next one will appear. Think of it this way. Faith turns energy into motion, and motion turns dreams into reality. You can think, plan, and wish all you want, but if you lack belief, you'll remain stuck in the prison of indecision. Belief is the bridge between imagination and achievement. It transforms I hope into I will. It converts someday into today. When you walk by faith, failure loses its sting, because faith doesn't fear falling. It knows that every setback is preparation, every detour is direction, and every delay is divine timing. The person who believes never truly loses. They simply learn, adjust, and rise stronger each time. But faith is not a feeling, it is a decision. You do not wait for confidence to act, you act until confidence appears. Faith says, I will start. Even when fear says, what if I fail? Faith says, there is a way even when others say it's impossible. And here's the truth. The world always makes room for the one who believes in their vision more than anyone else. You must build your faith like a muscle. Feed it daily with positive thought, persistent effort, and courageous action. Surround yourself with people who see possibility, not limitation. Study stories of those who walk through darkness with nothing but belief, because they are proof that faith never fails the one who refuses to surrender. Faith and belief are not magic. They are power. Power that moves mountains, reshapes destiny, and awakens the greatness sleeping within you. When you believe with absolute conviction, you unlock an energy that makes the impossible bow before you. So stand firm in your belief. Act boldly in your faith. Let doubt whisper, but never let it lead. Because when your faith burns bright enough, every shadow of fear disappears, and every step you take becomes a declaration of destiny. Faith and belief ignite action, and action, backed by faith, creates miracles. Persistence breaks every resistance. The difference between the person who wins and the one who gives up is never talent, never luck, and never opportunity. It is persistence. Persistence is the fire that refuses to die, the heartbeat that continues to beat long after the world has gone silent. When everything says stop, persistence whispers, go on. Every dream you have ever held will test you. It will ask, how badly do you want me? It will throw obstacles, delays, and disappointments in your path to measure the strength of your desire. Most people quit at the first sign of resistance. But those who persist, those who keep going when it hurts, when it's hard, when it seems hopeless, are the ones who turn the impossible into the inevitable. Persistence is not glamorous. It is not loud or dramatic. It is the quiet, unshakable resolve to show up every single day when no one is cheering, when progress is invisible, when fatigue whispers lies. It is the willpower to rise again after failure, to rebuild after rejection, to believe again after defeat. The persistent soul knows that every setback is not the end, but a step closer to the summit. The world does not reward the one who starts. It rewards the one who finishes, and finishing demands endurance. Persistence is the test that separates wishful thinking from unwavering commitment. It transforms obstacles into stepping stones and resistance into refinement. Understand this, resistance exists to strengthen you. Every challenge that blocks your path is a mirror reflecting your inner power. It does not come to stop you, but to sculpt you. The mountain is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Each time you push through resistance, you expand your capacity, sharpen your character, and deepen your faith. Persistence has a rhythm, the rhythm of patience. It does not rush, it remains steady. It knows that great things take time to build and that every moment of effort compounds into results unseen. The persistent person keeps sowing seeds long before harvest appears. They trust the process when others doubt the soil. They understand that even when nothing seems to be happening on the surface, growth is taking place beneath. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Let your purpose speak louder than your pain. Let your vision burn brighter than your fatigue. Persistence is born when your reason to continue becomes stronger than any excuse to stop. You cannot lose if you refuse to quit, because time itself bows to the one who endures. History honors not those who tried once and failed, but those who tried 100 times until success had no choice but to surrender. The inventor who failed thousands of times before the light appeared, the leader who rose from defeat again and again, they all shared one secret: persistence. You may be slow, but persistence turns slow steps into unstoppable progress. You may fall, but persistence teaches you how to rise stronger. You may feel pain, but persistence transforms pain into power. Every strike brings you closer to the breakthrough. Every no brings you nearer to the yes. So make persistence your daily habit, your personal creed, your silent companion. Let it guide your hands when doubt clouds your mind. Let it carry you when strength runs low, because persistence is the language that success understands best. The one word that breaks every wall, bends every barrier, and conquers every resistance. Remember this truth: talent may open the first door, but only persistence keeps it open. Luck may light the way, but only persistence keeps the flame alive. Stay the course. Endure the storms. Keep moving forward, because persistence, and persistence alone, breaks every resistance. Invest in growth, not distraction. The greatest tragedy of the modern world is not a lack of opportunity. It is a lack of focus. We are surrounded by endless noise, flooded by distractions, and enslaved by the very tools meant to free us. But here lies the truth. Success belongs not to the one who knows the most, but to the one who can stay focused the longest. Growth demands attention, and attention is the currency of greatness. Every minute you spend scrolling, comparing, or consuming what does not serve your vision is a withdrawal from your own future. You may not see it instantly, but distraction is a silent thief. It steals your time, your energy, and your destiny, one moment at a time. The person who learns to master their attention becomes the master of their fate. Growth, on the other hand, is an investment. It does not give you instant pleasure. It gives you lasting power. To grow means to stretch beyond comfort, to challenge the mind, to refine the spirit, and to cultivate the habits that build strength over time. Growth requires discipline. It asks for sacrifice. It calls you to choose long-term gain over short-term satisfaction. Ask yourself this: how much of your daily life is spent on things that make you better, wiser, stronger? And how much is wasted on distractions that leave you empty, restless, and unchanged? The answer to that question will reveal the direction of your destiny, because whatever you feed grows, and whatever you neglect dies. If you feed your distractions, your potential starves. If you feed your growth, your greatness awakens. Every hour you spend learning, reading, reflecting, building, and creating adds invisible layers to your strength. These small, consistent investments compound into extraordinary results. The world today worships speed, fast success, fast pleasure, fast escape. But growth cannot be rushed. It happens in quiet hours, in patient effort, in the disciplined act of showing up when no one applauds. While the distracted chase entertainment, the focused build empires. While the crowd seeks comfort, the committed build character. You must choose your direction. You cannot chase distractions and expect to rise. You cannot fill your mind with noise and expect clarity. You cannot spend your time pleasing others and expect to discover yourself. Growth begins the moment you say, enough. Enough of wasting time. Enough of comparing yourself. Enough of surrendering your focus to things that do not matter. Every successful life is built on choices, thousands of small choices made daily in the direction of growth. Choosing to read instead of scroll. Choosing to plan instead of procrastinate. Choosing to act instead of overthink. These simple choices shape the future. Guard your time like treasure because it is. Guard your energy because it fuels everything you create. The mind that is scattered produces confusion, but the mind that is focused produces miracles. To invest in growth is to honor the life you have been given, to use it wisely, to expand it, to evolve it. Understand this: distraction promises comfort, but leaves you empty. Growth demands discomfort, but fills you with purpose. The price of growth is effort, but the reward is freedom. The price of distraction is ease, but the cost is regret. So make a decision today. Withdraw your energy from what drains you. Redirect it toward what builds you. Read more, think deeper, plan better, act stronger. Because the one who invests in growth today becomes the leader tomorrow. And the one who feeds distractions today becomes the follower forever. Invest your time where it multiplies, not where it disappears. Build yourself until distraction has no power over you. For when growth becomes your focus, destiny becomes your reality.